Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. It's the 18th of April 2022, and it's starting to look good because reports are that China has come up with better economic results than expected. We'll see about all of those things, and in this video, as always, we're going to start with geopolitical events, news, and things that could affect the market today. Second part will be technical analysis of all the major indicators, and the third part is going to be technical analysis of genomic shares. So let's get started. So here are the headlines today. The first big news is Bank of America issues stronger earnings, mainly because they have released their reserve for bad loans. This is contrary to what JP Morgan did. JP Morgan increased loan default reserves. So I think that the positives that we see in Bank of America is not really what it should be, because if you look at all the interest rate hikes going on and people getting more leveraged and liquidity tightening up, there is a good chance of much stronger chance of loan defaults in this environment than ever before. So I do not understand, but that's what it is. The other headline is basically about Elon Musk and the Twitter saga. There are various headlines all over the place. But basically, if something happens because of that and a resolution is obtained, that could influence the market this week. Also, surprisingly, China's first quarter GDP grew faster than expected, 4.8%, despite the impact of COVID lockdowns in March. And in the past, there has always been news. Of course, there is always bias in the media. So despite all that, people have been saying that you can't depend on the stats that come out of China because they control it. Whether it is true or false, we do not know. But the fact that they have achieved better GDP is a really good news item for the market, and probably this could put a good positive bias for the market today. This could be a leading factor. Russia-Ukraine conflict still continues, and at this stage it is becoming a background noise which is persistent and constant. So unless something major happens out there, positive or negative, it's not going to either increase or decrease its impact in the market, which has been bearish and pushing it down. Major earnings this week consist of Tesla, Netflix, and Pharma majors. We'll see that in a separate slide I have. So this is the overall setup under which we are going. And let's go and have a look at all the other indicators that we have got. Let's start off by asking the question, where exactly do we find inflation? Now, I know that you can't see my cursor, so you'd probably have to read the lines on the side. So the first line out here is gasoline. It's at 48.0%. So this is a main component of the inflation. And all of the other factors are arranged on a descending order. So used vehicle is the next big one, which has inflated 35.3%. Hotel rooms are up 25.1%. Airfare is up 23.6%. But now with reference to hotel rooms and airfare, what I would like to say is that it seems the market has accepted this increase because of what we heard from Delta during their earnings, that people are willing to pay these kind of monies. And I suspect most of this money is coming from corporations for corporate travel. And if that is the case, then those costs are going to chip away at the margins of the companies when they report in the next quarter. So we'll have to see how that works out. And if it doesn't feed into the cost, then they would have passed it on to the consumer, in which case we'll see a bump in the rest of the items out here, which are all produced by the companies. Rental cars have gone up 23.4%, understandably, because if you have a car shortage, it's going to reflect there. Transportation is up 22.5%. Furniture is up 15.8%. There's a huge supply chain problem. Most furniture is made in China. It takes around 3 to 4 months for furniture to arrive right from the customer's order to getting it delivered to their home. So definitely there is an increase in price because the models which are available locally, they've all been snapped up and the companies have increased the price on them. And companies don't sell the floor model because they want to use that to sell more units of the same. So that's what is happening with furniture. Household energy has gone up 15.3%. New vehicles are costing 12.6% more, again due to the supply chain shortage. and we have food at home gone up by 10%. Of course, all the produce has to be transported. The oil price flows through into that. Overall inflation is 8.5%. So the big culprits in this inflation are out here. So gasoline prices will go down sharply if Russia-Ukraine crisis is down, and that's going to impact on everything else and bring down the overall inflation. The used vehicle and new vehicle and rental costs and other things can go down only if the semiconductor shortage is sorted out. And there's a lot of money being put into it, and factories are being set up in the US right now to provide some relief in that area, but it can bear results at the earliest maybe in 6 months, I suppose. So that's there to stay. But the biggest factor out here is gasoline. If that goes down, then you have airfares also going down, and hotel rooms also going down, and rental cars also going down, because all those things will feed in there. That's what I have to say about where the inflation is. And next, if we look at the earnings that we have coming up, we have got some big names here. The biggest name out here is Tesla. And Tesla better deliver good results and exceed market expectations, as they have always done. Otherwise, that's going to have a bearish impact on the market in a big manner. We have Netflix coming up to report. Netflix shares have been languishing. If Netflix comes with a good earnings report and positive future outlook, then that can have a very positive impact on the market. IBM again is going to report. If they come up with positive outlook like they did last time, that's going to be a positive impact on the market. And apart from that, we have some big names like Abbott Laboratories. They are going to report in the pharmaceutical sector. And then we have Johnson & Johnson, I believe. Let us see if I can spot them in here. There is Johnson & Johnson somewhere. Yeah, there is Johnson & Johnson. So that's again another big name that is coming. Bank of New York Mellon is yet to report. That's another from the banking sector. And then we have First Bank and a few other banks coming up this week. You have United Airlines reporting. If they see the market the same way that Delta is looking at, then this is going to be a phenomenal week. It will all be a bullish push for us. Of course, we have reports from Equifax and American Express. SAP is also going to report. So there's a lot of heavyweights reporting today, this week. American Airlines is also going to report. So if all the airlines are predicting positive, that's going to be a bullish catalyst for the market. And hopefully that will give us a big jump we need to end the month of April. And probably at that stage, I can take some profits and wait for further declines. So having said that, I would like to then go and have a look at Nasdaq and the other indices. We have the VIX, which is up 4.19%. So that's not a good sign. However, the fact that we have a red candle here means that VIX started off much higher and it has fallen down. So that's a good sign. And also the fact that the MACD is moving towards the signal line is the good sign. And also the fact that the momentum is falling down towards average is again a good sign. So hopefully that holds, because oil is dropping. Oil has dropped. It opened higher and it has dropped significantly. It has gone down 54 cents, having opened much higher. So it still has got constraints from the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. And our MACD for oil is also down and moving away from the signal line. And so is the momentum. It's dropping down below average. So all that is good for the market. However, the VIX needs to drop further. And if we go and have a look at our QQQ, which is the proxy for Nasdaq, it's down minus 0.21%. However, what is encouraging for me is that it started low and it went up. So this is the third green candle we are forming. A series of 3 green candles is considered as a bullish sign. So that is good. Also, we have support from the 9-day exponential moving average, and we have got a resistance from the 20-day exponential moving average. Let us move on to a 1-year time frame and have a look at what it seems to be. So here you can see inverted hammer kind of a green candle. So the bulls are really hard at work, and they are trying to push the prices up. You see that the MACD is bearish and moving away from the signal line. Momentum is below average and flat. Those are the reasons why I'm a bit concerned about whether we'll get a boost today. However, if you look at the results that are coming up, this week seems to have some promise for kind of a bullish move upwards. Whether it's going to happen today, I don't know. We'll probably have to wait and see for tomorrow. And if you were to look into S&P 500, it's relatively flat. It's just the negative minus 0.03%. So that's very, very flat. And when you look at the long-term picture, you got support for the S&P 500 at 435.64. Currently, we are at 437.68. We also have this diagonal line of resistance, which is constraining it. However, it's on a upward bias. Therefore, this pennant is going to be bullish, and we are likely to break out on the upper side. So that's also another positive that I see in the near term. And now with this, let us go and have a look at the cryptos, which we always do every day. So we are going to look at Bitcoin, which is the crypto that we follow. Unfortunately for us today, Bitcoin has broken the horizontal support, which has been with us all the way from 21st of January 2022, and we have gone below that. And our MACD is again looking bearish and moving away from the signal line. So Bitcoin is likely to face even more drops going forward. However, if Nasdaq gets a positive boost, that can give a little bit of impetus to Bitcoin USD combo, and there can be some positives there. But otherwise, the charts are indicating a bearish day. And if we look at gold, gold is up 1.05%, and it has crossed the resistance of 1984. So gold has been steadily bullish, and it has been showing us that Nasdaq is likely to go down. So if we look at gold going up, that means that the bears are at play, and everybody's fleeing to safety, and money is going out of the stock market and into gold. So according to my long-term thesis also, gold is supposed to touch 2400. So there is more pain in store for us. And in my mind, I'm thinking that we are going to start seeing positives only around the third quarter of this year. Towards the end of the third quarter of this year, we'll start seeing recovery and probably end the year with a gain of maybe 7 or 8% overall. That's what I'm looking at. So I have seen some headlines at different places with people saying that now is the time to buy Genomic shares. I don't subscribe to that. Now is the time to wait and watch, keep your cash handy, because there is going to be more penalty on risk on stocks like technology and genomics. They're all going to fall further, and there'll be much better opportunity to pick them up at a lower price at a later date. That's my personal opinion. Please do your own research and confirm if you also feel the same way, and then you can probably make some moves. But at this point of time, that's what I would predict, because gold is showing a MACD which is bullish and moving away from the signal line. Momentum is also pretty high, pointed upwards, and there's plenty of move in the RSI before it becomes overbought. So gold is likely to touch probably 2000 before the end of this week, and that's where I would like to put it out there. And now with that, let's go and have a look at our genomic shares. Unfortunately for us, all the genomic stocks are in red today. And if I look at the biggest loser today, it happens to be, let us sort this the other way around. The biggest loser is Editas. And Editas has lost big time, minus 7.9%, almost 8%. And Editas is right now struggling at a support of 15.33, which is holding for now. But looking at the MACD, which is absolutely bearish and moving away from the signal line and dropping momentum, it seems that it's going to be a tall order to hold on to this support. So having said that, let's look at the next big loser out here. It is DNA. The next loser is DNA, losing 7.16%. And we had been gaining continuously for 3 days with DNA. And today we are in the negative. The MACD is bullish still, but it's just about ready to cross the signal line. Momentum has fallen below average, which is always a bad sign in my books. So DNA is losing more today. Bluebird is down minus 7.16%. MACD is again bearish. Momentum is short. So Bluebird is negative for the day. Caribou Biosciences is down minus 4.55%, below the 9 and 20-day exponential moving average. And its MACD is also bearish. Momentum is also very bearish. Allogene is also down minus 4.0%, with a bearish MACD, falling momentum. IMTEX is likewise. It's fallen 3.90%, and it's converted the horizontal support of 8.80 into a resistance, which is absolutely bearish happening for us today. And its MACD, though bullish, is tending towards the signal line, and momentum is trying to fall below average. So IMTX also has a bad prospect today. Beam is down 3.05%, and it is just about straddling the lower border of the bearish channel that we had. This support has been with us for a very long time. It's a very strong support since 31st of July. And we better stay above this support today. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of pain in store for Beam Therapeutics. The MACD is absolutely bearish and momentum is way below. So there is a good chance that we might probably end up at the support at around 44.84, which is where it is right now, 44.32, somewhere in that range. Teladoc is down 2.39%, and it's below the upper resistance level of the bearish channel in which we have been traveling. So with the MACD being bearish and momentum being below average and pointed down, it's not looking like a great day for Teladoc. Crispr Therapeutics is also down 2.13%. And our next resistance is at 66.36, and the next support is at 53.44. MACD is absolutely bearish and momentum is below average and falling further. It's not looking great for Crispr. Intelia is down 2.25%, and we are below the bearish channel, and we are even below the support level of the bearish channel, which has now become resistance. And we have also fallen below 60.88, which was a horizontal support for us for a long time. So that's now becoming a resistance. Our next support is at 56.47 for Intelia. The MACD is bearish and moving away from the signal line. Momentum is falling further and is below average. Not looking great for Intelia. Verve is down 2.61%, and we are below the diagonal line that connects the lower highs, and it's not looking great for Verve either, even though the MACD is looking bullish right now, but the momentum is falling down and it's below average, so that's likely to pull it down further. PSEB is down minus 2.52%. Again, 9-day and 20-day exponential moving average are the constraints. MACD is absolutely bearish, not looking great. ARCG is down minus 2.08%. And our next support is at 36.91. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also below average. IBB, which is what we are looking at as the ETF that can give us an overall guideline on biotech, is again falling minus 1.82%. It's just about straddling the support, the diagonal support that we have. And the diagonal support is likely to end at 128.03. Today, right now, we are at 128.37. This can, however, be influenced if we have any positive reports on the biotech companies that are and pharmacy companies that are reporting this week. So if we have any positive news from them, we are likely to move the dial on this. Pfizer is down minus 1.91%, and it has fallen below the support line that we had drawn connecting all the lower highs. So this is a very bad sign, because we have fallen below a horizontal support of 52.48, combined with a diagonal support which was also there for the longest time, and also the 50-day exponential moving average, which is currently giving us a support right now. So we have broken through really strong supports, and the MACD is looking bearish and moving away from the signal line, and momentum is trying to fall below average. It's not looking great for Pfizer, but again, I would say if any of the biotech companies which are reporting this week start giving a positive outlook, everything is going to change for these really established companies like Pfizer, Vertex, Regeneron, Novartis. These guys are going to respond very positively, and they can jump back up and get back into the bullish channel. Vertex, again, is down 1.34%, but I won't worry too much about Vertex. It's had a fantastic growth. It is still within the bullish channel, and it's got support from the 9-day exponential moving average. It's just cooling off a little bit because it has been overbought. That's all I would say about Vertex. Regeneron is down minus 1.14%. Again, I'm not worried about Regeneron. It is still bullish. It's just cooling off from being overbought, and it's still in a very steep bullish channel. I would ideally like the bullish channel to moderate, so I'm happy with this consolidation. I wouldn't see it as a falling in price. I would see it more as a consolidation of pricing, getting ready for the further move up. Novartis is down minus 0.56%. Again, any of the biotech majors today, if they report positive, pharma majors, we're going to see Novartis going up. Illumina is down minus 0.13%. MACD is absolutely bearish. Momentum is below average and flat. So our next support is going to be 330.25. We already converted the earlier support of 362 into a resistance. So we will likely hold up above above this horizontal line of support, which is at 330.25. We are right now at 335.73. So with that, I would like to bring this session to an end. I had a wonderful weekend. I had a great dinner in a nice Greek restaurant. It was fantastic. And for one day, I was not making any video. I did miss you guys, but I had the whole day to myself and it was very relaxing. I'm really glad to be back recording this video. I'm very thankful for all the subscribers. We are standing at 399. So if any of you have not yet subscribed, just subscribe and push us above the 400, and I would be really grateful for that. And with that, I'd like to end this session. Thanks and have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.